Boy, we need to hear that today, don't we? If you don't work, you don't eat. And that's where that came from. But this was all part of God's provision and care. And so when Ruth says, Naomi, let me go and glean, she says, yes, go and glean. And Ruth leaves the door open for God to work. She says, may I find favor to do this in someone's eyes. May I find favor to do this in someone's eyes. That's almost a prayer, isn't it? God, I pray that you'll just open a door for me while I'm going out and trying to do this. And then another way how God cares and guides us and provides for us is he often uses ordinary happenings to accomplish his eternal purposes. He often uses ordinary happenings to accomplish his eternal purposes. Verse 3, Ruth finds this field. She gets permission. She starts working, picking up the scraps of barley and wheat after the harvesters. And the field she just happens to go to belongs to this man named Boaz. And Boaz happens to be a close relative of Elimelech. I don't know who he was. Was he a brother? Was he a cousin? Was he a nephew? What Naomi and Ruth would think, hey, this just happened like this. What a coincidence. Some would say today, boy, that was luck, chance, fate. But the Bible doesn't use any of those words to describe what's happened here. It shows us that this was part of God orchestrating his plan for Ruth's life, for Naomi's life, and not just for their lives because of their faith, but also to touch all of us as we put our faith and trust in him. And we're going to talk more about that in a few weeks. Just enough right now to say that Jesus not only came through the line of David, but he also came through the line of Ruth and Boaz. And that's why Ruth is mentioned here. This is a part of how God has worked eternally. And he had this in mind. And that's why this is such a sweet and a wonderful story, but such an important story. Because you see, it's God's hand who was guiding Ruth there to that field to work. Boaz isn't there. The foreman is there. When Ruth gets there, she asks permission. She just goes there. But God is in control, even as he gives Ruth the freedom of will to choose which field do you want to go to. And she chooses that field. Boaz shows up in verse 4. He comes to his field out from Bethlehem, out from the city. He comes out to his field at this time, and she's there working. And I want us to try something here, okay? I want us to try something. I'm going to give you a greeting this morning.